What's happening, everybody? So there are three things I want to cover in this video. The first one is where we are now. The second one is talk a little bit about road angels, and the third one is talking about living in a Class C RV versus our van and why we are not going to sell the van and get a Class C RV, which I just want to talk about. Maybe that'll help people because they're interested in trying to figure out if they're getting a Class C or a van or whatever. I just want to talk about the pros and cons from my perspective. So this all got triggered by one of my viewers, Falcon Trek. He left this comment: "Where are you now? It looks like a nice RV. Maybe you should upgrade to a full-size RV." And so yeah, I'm making a video to answer your question, and I'm assuming that other people will be interested in it too. So last video I talked about us wanting to paint the inside of our high top, so we got the paint and everything for that. And a viewer of Evie and my channel reached out to us, said, "Hey, you can use our driveway," you know. So we came over here and did that, and they let us sleep in this Class C RV. And then we realized that we had a much worse transmission leak than we thought. So we've been working on fixing that. Today we had to go get parts, and it was a real hassle. We had quite the runaround getting parts. We had to go to several places and do a bunch of online figuring out what was the right part number and crossing it over into different things and all this. It was a hassle, but we got the parts. So tomorrow we're gonna put them all in and clean up the van a little bit, and we'll be back on the road. And all my videos are delayed anywhere from 3 days to a week, depending on how many videos I've made, and that's so that I don't have to stress about, I have to edit tonight, I have to upload tonight and put it online, because we don't always have service, and that just adds a lot of stress to my life. So anyway, we are planning a San Diego meetup that was supposed to, I was hoping it would happen tomorrow, my time, but it's not, so you'll be seeing the video of that. And if you were following my Facebook or the last live stream I did, you would have known about that too. Road Angels. There have been certain periods, and this only really happened while I've been traveling. Now, let me give you a little bit of a background before I get into the Road Angels thing. Before I started living on the road and doing the road trip thing and the long trips and all that and the like really deep self-inquiry and discovery and creation and all that, I was very much a hermit and a loner. I did not go out of my way to talk to people or to meet people or anything like that. I just stuck to myself, and that was pretty much it. But since I've been doing this, every single time I've needed help with something, or you know, something went wrong, or I needed anything at all, somebody just appeared out of nowhere and helped me out and showed me the most incredible generosity and kindness and just warmth that it's hard to explain how like generous and kind and beautiful people can be. And it seems that for me at least, when I'm out on the road and doing my thing, that just happens for me. It's like I'm in some kind of flow with the universe or something. I don't know. There's no way to explain it, but it is awesome. And that has happened time and time again for me. That has happened so many times that people just show up and help me out, and it's such a beautiful, amazing thing. And I am so filled with gratitude about it. And these people are one of those Road Angels. They are Road Angels. So I really can't thank them enough. And all the other people who have just showed up out of nowhere to help me out. It keeps happening, and it makes me feel so happy and like grateful, you know. So on to the Class C RV versus the van thing. There are many reasons why we were sticking with the van and not upgrading or downgrading or whatever you want, however you want to consider it, to a Class C RV. First of all, the pros of Class C. You don't have to build it out. It's all right here, and you've got like every modern convenience you can think of, like that a house has. You've got a refrigerator, a freezer, a microwave, a stove, an oven. This one has 2 sinks. It has a full shower that's like totally big enough to shower in, its own bathroom, its own bedroom, so there's like multiple areas. It's got this nice bench with a table. It's got a couch up there. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 beds that you can use, a chair up there. Endless storage, man. You could store so much stuff in here. It's crazy. This is a 31 footer. I mean, even with, you know, a smaller, like a 20 foot or something, I don't even know if they make those, you've still got like all that stuff just a little bit smaller. So that is crazy and nice. It has been so nice to chill out in here. You've got room to stretch, and you've just got everything. It's just like being in a small house. Like, it's really, really nice, and it's really cool that you can take that on the road with you. The downside is that with all those conveniences come all these systems. You've got a black water tank, a gray water tank, a fresh water tank, propane system, crazy electrical systems that, you know, if you had a wiring issue, who knows how long it would take to figure out what's going on, because there's so many wires everywhere and there's so many systems. This one has a slide out. The slide out can be a hassle. The toilet's a hassle. I mean, with all these conveniences, you've got hassles, you know, you've got problems, and to pay somebody else to fix those things is going to be a lot more expensive than, you know, our van. Our toilet, we can fix ourselves, or if it breaks, we just spend $100 and buy another one. Our sink system is so easy that, you know, just about anybody could figure out how to fix it. Our electrical system is so simple that it's just ridiculously easy to fix. And I routed everything in a way that's really easy to figure everything out. So we don't have to worry about things breaking. Class C RVs are usually made pretty cheap because they're not made to be lived in full time. They're made to, you know, go out a couple weekends out of the year and stuff. So all this vibration from traveling and stuff, they have a tendency to fall apart. They mold very easily. Especially, you know, we had a look at a viewer's who let us stay at her house, and thank you so much for that. She had a Lazy Days, which was built much better than most that I've seen, but it's still got all those crazy systems you have to work on. And the outside of that one was all aluminum, so it was much less likely to have all the leaks. And it still gets leaks. You still have to reseal things up, but it's not nearly as bad as like most that have it's like tin that they put on the outside, and then particle board, and then whatever this stuff is on the inside, which sounds like cardboard. They're just made cheap so they don't hold up to full-time living. And another reason is we love to go camping. We love to go off-grid to like BLM land and National Forest land and stuff like that. And there's been a lot of dirt roads that are pretty rough, and you know, up and down hills, and you know, lots of big potholes and stuff. There's no way I'd take a Class C to a lot of places we've been, but our van is perfectly fine because it's got fairly high clearance on the bottom and everything else. Yeah, no way I'd take a Class C there. So we'd be limited on where we could park off-road, and in the city, they're a lot harder to park. Our van, even though it's an extended van and it has that big high top on it, I could still fit in any parking spot pretty much. I mean, the little compact ones, no van's gonna fit in, but ours fits in a regular parking spot just fine. So in town, it's really easy to drive around town. Well, I wouldn't say really easy. It's not like a Toyota Corolla or something, but it's a hell of a lot easier than a Class C, even a small one. So that's been a good thing. Let's see, what are the other reasons? Oh, the cost of maintenance. Tires for something like this one has an E450, so that's the industrial size chassis with the van front end and you know, the whole frame and the wheels and everything. So brakes for this are harder to get and a lot more expensive for someone else to fix. And even the tires are the heavy-duty industrial, you know, they have to be made super heavy-duty, so they're a lot more expensive than for our van, and it's a dually, so you got to buy 2 extra tires. So that's one thing, and finding someone to work on our van is going to be super easy. You know, it'll fit on a lift in pretty much any shop, I think, even with a high top. And finding someone to work on a Chevy Express is like, just about any mechanic could do that, you know, unless they're a specialty Mercedes or something. So that's a nice thing. That's also another reason why we got the Chevy instead of a Sprinter. One of the reasons is that it's easy to find people to work on, easy to find parts for. Yeah, so it's even though you have, when things are going right, you have all the modern conveniences, and everything's a little easier with a Class C. But when things break, it's no longer convenient. Now you have a big problem, and it might be a really, really expensive problem. And gas mileage is a lot more expensive in an RV because they're a lot bigger. They weigh a lot more, so the engine has to work way harder to push it. Ours, I don't know what we get, but it's pretty good. It's probably 14 on the highway or something, I'd imagine. It's pretty good. It's gone down a little bit with the high top, but it does pretty darn good. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything else off the top of my head I can think of. Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, I just want to share those thoughts with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was kind of random. I kind of had like 3 different topics to it, but I don't know. I read that comment and I was like, man, I should answer this in a video. I'll bet some people maybe most people would really enjoy this. Thanks for watching, guys. Love y'all,